Welcome to Many Messages. I'm Brother James, and this is a bonus episode. So please listen to what I have to say. I've seen a lot of churches closing their doors, constantly closing their doors. And the way that they're wording their announcements is that they are stopping not just services, but completely they're just everybody stay home. And y'all, that's not the church. That's not who we are, not what we should do. I'm not saying that we should be stupid and reckless with the way that we present ourselves, but Katie bar the doors and say nope, until this whole coronavirus thing is over, we're not doing anything, is completely faithless. As far as services go, that's fine, do that. If you want to, do your online service, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. That's perfectly fine. I get that. It limits exposure and everything else. But when it comes down to it, now is the absolute best time for the church to step up and be a focal point of faith in the community. If you look back through history, every time there's been a global pandemic of some sort or another, whether it's smallpox, polio, Spanish influenza, black plague, whatever, the church has blown the doors open and invited the sick in and acted as supplementary hospitals in a lot of cases. And today is no different. We need to blow the doors open, and we need to say, hey, look, we can see what's going on in Italy with the overflow of the hospitals, and the hospitals are turning people away. My question is, where are the churches at in Italy? They should be opening the doors and saying, okay, look, I get that the hospital's out of room. I get that people need somewhere to go, that people need to be taken care of. We can clear the sanctuary. We have cooking facilities on site. We have room, especially some of these bigger cathedrals that they have over there. I mean, you could clear that sanctuary, take all the pews out, put them somewhere, whatever, and you have this humongous space that you can have clean and available for hospital beds, and off-duty nurses and doctors can volunteer some time and go and help take care of those people. And I get that, I mean, they're going 24/7, but people do have to rest, so they cannot go 24/7. And if the nurses are in alternating shifts, when they're off, they can say, hey, look, I can go put 2-3 hours in at the church and help the people there, and keep rotating that shift also. It's not a time to disband what we are really called to do, and that is to serve those in need. The Bible is very clear that we are to take care of widows and orphans, sick and elderly, and anybody who's in need. Not only to minister to their heart, but also, and that's the most important thing, is ministering to their heart, but also to provide for general welfare. And what I'm seeing in America right now, and since I haven't seen anybody talking about how the churches are just welcoming people in Europe or in Asia or anywhere else, this is not what the church is meant to be. We're supposed to stand in the face of danger. We're supposed to stand in the face of death, even if necessary, because our primary goal is to minister to their souls. but we are also to provide for their welfare. And there's so many other options than just Katie bar the door and stay shut in. Y'all, many of our churches, especially around where I live, have small groups of some kind. And this is a perfect time for those small groups. They were told to not get into large groups. So, I mean, this is a perfect time for those small groups. Even if you need to split those small groups into smaller groups, like groups of 5 or so, have one person who can go to the store, get whatever they can, and take and drop off at the front door of those elderly people so that they don't have to get out. You don't have to go in, you don't have to meet them, nothing. Just drop it off at the front door, ring the doorbell, and walk away. Note on it saying, this come from one of your local churches. Please stay indoors and protect yourself. That's a great thing right there. That was one of the thoughts of my wife. It's like, this is a perfect time for your small groups to shine more than just Bible studies. We can do Bible actions right here, and that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, so many people keep talking about how they're the church and they have faith, and I'm not seeing it. I'm actually on my way to work this morning. I have no choice but to take time off without pay if I need to right now, because the only situations in which pay is going to be guaranteed is if we're actually put under quarantine at our facility, and then it's only 2 weeks for that unless we're directly affected. But I'm on my way to work because I work in a logistical setting that makes sure that the goods that people are hoarding get to the store so other people can hoard them, apparently. But that's what my job is, and I'm going to step up and I'm going to do it. And I work with some great people who are doing the same thing. So, we're willing to get out here and do this. One, first and foremost, to provide for our families. But secondly, to make sure that the general public has the necessities and essentials they need for everyday life. So do us a favor and be the church and get out there, go get that stuff as safely as possible with as limited exposure as you possibly can. But go out there and do this and make sure that the elderly shut-ins, the widows, go to your orphanage, see what they need, go help them out. I mean, almost every major town has an orphanage of some kind. Y'all, we need to step up. We need to take care of these people. A lot of people can't get out. A lot of people don't know what's going on because they don't have social media and they're already housebound. And when the person that they usually count on says, hey, I can't come over there, there's too much exposure, because they're scared of exposing that person, that's where the church needs to step up and say, okay, look, I'm not wanting to expose this person. I just want to drop this off, and you can do it with sanitizing wipes or whatever you need to do, take every precaution you can, but you can drop this off, ring the doorbell, and walk away, and you've limited the exposure, and you've provided for their well-being. That's just one simple thing. Like I said, we can clear the sanctuaries, and we can clear the fellowship halls, and we can make room for hospital beds to come in and set up, and off-duty nurses and doctors volunteer some time and take care of whatever overflow your hospital might be facing. There are smaller towns that don't even have a hospital. All they have is a small medical clinic, and when push comes to shove, they're the ones going to be handling the overflow. So this is another place that the church can step up. Give them a larger area to set up. Give a larger area for those little clinics to set up right there in your fellowship hall, right there in your sanctuary, and help curb this thing, help take care of people who are affected. Y'all, this is where we have to have an act of faith. If you look in the book of Esther, at one point Mordecai tells Esther that maybe it's for such a time as this that you have been put in the position you're in. We're Esther. And maybe it's for such such a time as this that we've been put in this position, okay? And in the same response that Esther had, pray and fast. And when we're done with that, we'll go do what we have to do. And if it happens, it happens. Okay? Look, I love y'all, and I want you to be safe. And I want you to take care of yourself and be as healthy as you can. But I want you to have faith also. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So you might as well be doing God's work when it happens. Okay? Look, just take care of yourselves. Let's be the church. Let's show some faith. And let's be that beacon of hope that the community needs right now. They need that. The whole community, every little town, whatever town you're in, needs a beacon of hope. They need a shining star of faith to look to and say, okay, there are people who are willing to be unsung heroes and just take care of all of us. And that's probably what I'm not seeing a lot of churches do. And there are some churches that are stepping up and starting to do that, but there are so many churches, and so many more churches who aren't. And that worries me. And that makes me think back to Jesus' words, where he said, many will come crying, Lord, Lord, I've done all these things in your name. And I'm paraphrasing. And Jesus says, get away from me, I never knew you. And then he says, the way is straight and the gate is narrow, and few are those who find it. And I want to be in the few. And I'm pretty sure that you do too. So let's step up and show a little faith. And let's do what he told us to do and take care of those that are around us. Look, I love you. God bless. I hope y'all have a great day. Talk to you later.